Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be giving you living, breathing examples or footage of hooded eyes because a lot of people think they have a hooded eye when they really don't, and a lot of people are confused as to what a hooded eye truly looks like. So in this video, I'm going to show you with some footage. So let's make a start. Okay, so this is the first hooded eye. Now this is a hooded eye that you're born with, and it is definitely a hooded eye, and the reason you know that is because you cannot see any eyelid at all. And that is generally speaking, that is how you come to understand a hooded eye, when the crease covers any or all of the eyelid. And that means it's a hooded eye. Now, of course, there are lots of different examples as we'll be going along, but it's worth noting that this hooded eye is the easiest to work on. So let's take a look at a second example of a hooded eye. Now this hooded eye is a hooded eye that's acquired through age, and that happens as we get older. The skin gets looser and it moves down. And this is the trickiest of all eye shapes, or I'm so sorry, when I say eye shapes, what I mean is the trickiest of all hooded eyes in order to work on. Because the skin is older and the skin moves, it becomes very, very tricky to get a good placement. And all of you with hooded eyes in this category will already know that. Also, if you look at the outside corner here, you can see that there's a fold of skin that's hanging over the outside corner of the eye. This can also give the illusion that the eyes are downturned as well as hooded. And this is, and I don't want to all eye shapes can be made to look as beautiful as possible. But when you're trying to do intricate work with eyeshadows in different colors and trying to do lots of different techniques, this is the most difficult shape to work with because the skin is moving. And when skin moves, it's very difficult to get very good placement. So next we've got another hooded eye. Now this is technically a hooded eye, but it's basically a partially hooded eye because you can see some part of the eyelid and then the bulk of it or most of it is covered. Now another way to also look at eye shapes like this is that if you have very, very little eyelid, chances are you have majority a hooded eye. You almost certainly have a hooded eye, or you will have. Another way to think about it is if you were to draw a pencil, get a kohl liner and draw a thin line, a really thin line across the upper lash line. If when you open your eyes, all you see is black, you've probably got a hooded eye, or at least it will be as time goes on. Now again, hooded eyes can be made up and you can do anything you want with them. But of course, sometimes you have to accept limitations. Now, if you've got a naturally occurring hooded eye, very easy to make up because you can draw and color any shape you want. You can create a crease, you can do whatever you want. But with hooded eyes that have been acquired through age, it is more problematic, as I mentioned. And sometimes just doing lashes, just doing push liner at the base of the lash line can make the biggest difference. And sometimes it's the only thing that you may want to do. Because even when you use things like shadow shields or you wipe away any excess at the outside corner, because there's often a fold at the outside corner of the eye, it makes it very difficult to get that elongated look because there's a fold of skin there. So this is what a real hooded eye looks like, or at least examples of 3 different hooded eyes. So that way you can hopefully understand if you have a hooded eye or not. And again, look straight ahead in the mirror. If you cannot see any eyelid whatsoever, you have a hooded eye. If you can see the inner part of the eyelid, but not the outside, you have a partially hooded eye. And if you can see a very, very faint amount, chances are you should do your eyes as if they were naturally hooded. And again, you can do that pencil technique of running a kohl pencil across the upper lash line, thin, thin line. If you notice that when you open your eyes, looks like you've just got black eyeshadow on, you probably got a hooded eye, and you should treat it as such. Now again, you should also do whatever you want because it is just makeup. But this is just a demonstration of different forms of hooded eyes so that you're able to look at them and make a decision about how you want to go about making up your eyes, because your eyes are unique and they are yours. And I've done lots of videos on different techniques for hooded eyes and all different eye shapes with the under eye technique where you go underneath the eye and then you come up. That is the easiest way to do it, I think. But let me know what your eye shape is in the description bar. Now there's one other thing I want to mention just before we go. There is this misconception that you can have a deep set hooded eye. And the two don't go hand in hand because a true deep set eye goes back into the skull And the crease, also known basically as the brow bone, is very prominent. There's no loose skin hanging from it. It just goes back. It's very ocular. It goes completely into the skull, a truly deep set eye. And people get that confused with a prominent eye, because prominent eyes are very large, but they can also be hooded. But a true deep set eye is set way back in the skull. You can usually see it very, very clearly on elderly people. You can really see it then as the eyes sort of move back. It's very apparent. But generally speaking, it's I've never seen a deep set hooded eye, because they just don't go hand in hand, because the eyes go back and the brow bone is really the crease of the eye. In fact, a very deep set eye doesn't truly have a crease. The brow bone here, this ridge, is the actual crease of the eye. But let me know what your eye shape is right down there in the description bar. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.